So today in continuation with the previous lecture, we'll be discussing about cloud service and cloud service delivery. So as we have discussed, what actually a cloud service is. Cloud service होती क्या है? कोई भी service, either it depends on resources और infrastructure और software, हम जो भी cloud से access ले रहे हैं, that is what your cloud based service. So वो service आपको provide करने के लिए cloud काफी mechanisms follow करता है. So it also helps you to update and configure with your softwares. So what actually cloud service is? So cloud services are the services which are available by a remote cloud computing server rather than on an site server. So हम remote server से ही सारे resources, सारी services access करते हैं. So they are depending upon the authorizations. आप कौन सी सर्विस ले सकते हो या कितने टाइम के लिए ले सकते हो. And moreover, these cloud services are the scalable solutions which are managed by third party and provide users with access to computing services such as analytical or networking via internet. So all you need to have is the internet connection, and you can go for any of the authorized resource service over cloud computing. So these services are designed to provide easy, affordable access to applications and resources without the need of internal infrastructure or hardware. So you don't need to install or have any of the infrastructure or hardware. All you need to have is the internet connection, and you can access any of the requested and authorized resource over the internet. So this is what cloud service is. And how actually cloud services work. They are managed and maintained by third party vendors. So क्लाउड होस्ट जो है वो सारी सर्विसेज को मैनेज करता है, सारे मैकेनिज्म्स डिसाइड करता है कि कौन से पैकेज हैं, कौन सी सर्विस है, किसको कब एलोकेशन होंगी, कब डी प्रोविजनिंग होंगी, और किस सर्विसेज का कितना चार्ज होगा, अबाउट द मीटरिंग सर्विसेज एज वेल. सारे मैकेनिज्म्स क्लाउड होस्ट या वेंडर्स जो है वही प्लान करते हैं. And the cloud services are made available to customers from provider server only. Providers जो हैं cloud host है वो अपने server से ही services देते हैं. Users को अपने server पे install करने की जरूरत नहीं है. They don't need to have their own personal servers for that. They can have access from provider servers. Then moving on to next, the various cloud services that we can have are, first thing first is the scalability. So cloud services help us to manage spikes with scalability. So how we are able to get the service or the enhancement or advantage of scalability over cloud. So simply here, like any enterprise can increase the demand based on the business need without actually investing in those resources or infrastructure. So आप कभी भी scale up कर सकते हो अपने business को, अपने resources को, अपने infrastructure को by using the cloud services. So जब भी आपको कोई रिसोर्स चाहिए, कोई प्लेटफॉर्म चाहिए, कोई सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए, यू डोंट नीड टू एक्चुअली बाय इट और इन्वेस्ट फॉर इट. आप सीधा रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हो क्लाउड पे और वो सर्विसेज ले सकते हो. और जब आपकी नीड पूरी हो गई है, आप स्केल डाउन भी कर सकते हो. आपको रिसोर्सेज की अब जरूरत नहीं है, यू कैन जस्ट लीव व्हेन दे आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. और आप स्केल डाउन भी कर सकते हो. सो आपको एक्चुअली अपने फाइनेंसिस जो है, फ्लोज जो हैं वो स्टक करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे. अगर रादर देन आप अपने सर्वर्स जो हैं या मेन फ्रेम कंप्यूटर्स हैं, हाई प्रोसेसिंग कंप्यूटर्स हैं, उनको आप खुद हायर करते हो, तो उनमें इन्वेस्ट करोगे, एक बार की आपको ज़रूरत है, लेट्स से कोई प्रोजेक्ट ऐसा आ गया 2 महीने में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, बट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आपने सारा खरीद लिया, तो वो जो अमाउंट है जो आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट करी है वो ओवर द लॉन्गर टर्म वो वेस्ट ऑफ मनी हो जाएगा। सो इट इज ऑलवेज बेनिफिशियल कि आप क्लाउड पे यूज कीजिए। 1 भी या 2 महीने में आपका जब प्रोजेक्ट खत्म हो जाएगा तो वो सर्विसेज आप रिलीज कर सकते हैं एंड यू डोंट हैव टू पे फॉर दैट। So this is how you can scale up or scale down anyway as per your requirement. The other cloud service that you can have is they are helping us to for customer relationship management, because we are getting the trust of customers here, and we are remotely managing their customer database, and all the records are updated and are accessible from any point. So customers are more relying in terms of the accessibility and updation, and they will get what the latest information is all about. So the several users can make changes to record at same time while keeping data secure and accessing it easy via web browser. So in a way it is helping us in getting the customers relationship and the trust over cloud computing technology. The other service, the other benefit that we get from cloud services is backup and recovery. So cloud services are providing us with some moving data storage over the cloud. So we are using it as infrastructure and maintaining it from anywhere. So, like a third party cloud service provider is reasonable for the data and also ensures security plus compliance and legal matters as well. So, we have already generated the mechanism which are helping us for handling the security perspectives, their compliance as in whenever the user is requesting, they are able to access their data, and the legal matters also we are following various policies, the legal matters, the do's and don'ts as per the government norms. So we have already generated mechanisms for that. So in a way, we are with cloud services are able to get backup and recovery in a very flexible, on-demand scenarios. So here, cloud backup increase the flexibility with on-demand backup and larger storage capabilities. And data can be restored faster as it is stored over network rather than in one physical location. So this is how it is providing us with backup and recovery. Apart from this, we can get advantage of big data analysis. So big data analysis is what, as we have already discussed, various data scientists may access any organization data for analysis using cloud computing. So this is essential for making predictions, as in forecasting or astrology. So they are the potential problems, and we need to have analysis over certain kind of data on regular or frequent basis. So by using cloud services, it is providing us with such advantage. And cloud solutions here allows users to manage a large amount of data remotely with open source data tools which are provided by cloud services. And in turn, enterprise may also turn to cloud services for communication, from email calendars to messenger services or chatbots. And application can be developed for web and mobiles as well. And remotely we can creating and updating documents such as word processors. So they all are the services which are provided by cloud under cloud services. Moreover, we can also test and develop for launching new apps, and we can social networking is nowadays also very easy for handling large volume of data. So in a way, it is providing us with an ease in technology. So actually, what are the various benefits that we are getting from cloud services? So from cloud services, the first benefit that we are getting is higher speeds, as in it is provided us with certain platforms which accelerate cloud services by overcoming the problems. So we are more reliable over networks. So we have designed the mechanisms that resolves network congestions, and we have very speedy mechanism to access storage spaces as well. So there are certain algorithms, patent algorithms that are mapped with users to the most optimal servers, shape content for the most efficient delivery, and route traffic along the longest or shortest, fastest path. So we have already incorporated cloud services with all those mechanisms which are ultimately helping us with higher speeds. The next benefit we are getting here is better security. So over cloud, we have the mechanism for encryption, decryption as well, for user authentications, so which are ultimately helping us to securely save over all the data, our files over the data storages which are provided by the cloud. So our security experts moreover continually analyzing the data from like hundred of millions of unique IP addresses, and our distributed architecture deflects. So they are also here resolving continuously the various attacks over internet. So they are also hindering those attacks or the sources which are affecting our data which is being saved over the cloud. So it makes sure that only the authorized and authenticated users are able to access the data over our storage spaces. Apart from this, it also provides with scalable, flexible scaling. So as we have already discussed, we can anytime scale up our resources or scale down when they are not required. So it is very easily providing us with with flexibility in scaling. And we can request for any of the resources as per our demand, as per our requirements in hand for certain time period, and we have to pay only for that time that we are using the resources. Then we can leave the resources and scale down the resources when they are not required. So here it is also resolving traffic congestions as well, because those users who are not actually having any such requirement, they can scale down and the server will get relaxed from those users. So it is helping us in scaling down and scaling up as per the flexible needs. So, moving on to next, this is the cloud service architecture that we are following. Basically, the cloud services are divided into three categories. One is SaaS, that is software as a service, PaaS, that is platform as a service, and IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service. So, they are the independent cloud infrastructure that we are requesting over the clouds. But when we are demanding for certain mix and match of the services, they are also combining them in a way, as in if we are requesting in infrastructure as a service. So in infrastructure, we ultimately can get PaaS and SaaS services. And if we are requesting for infrastructure as a service, we can get infrastructure as well as platform or software. So I'll be discussing one by one whole. So majorly what you need to see here is that the whole cloud services are modeled in three types. So the first one we are having is software as a service, then is the infrastructure as a service, and then afterwards platform as a service. And each of the cloud model has their own set of benefits that could serve the needs of various business. So choosing between them requires an understanding of these clouds or cloud model. So evaluating their requirements or your requirements and finding out how to choose the model, which model should be preferred over what, on what basis. So they all should be considered. So as in this figure, we can see the model. The first we are having is, we are starting from the bottom. Firstly, we are having infrastructure as a service. So under infrastructure, we get the data storage or the network resources that we are required for to fulfill our task. So it is a server storage network that is being categorized under this layer. So I'll be discussing in more detail in upcoming slides. The over IaaS, we are having platform as a service. So platform as a service, it is basically providing you the environment that is required to develop some other software. आपको कोई भी और सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने के लिए जो भी environment चाहिए, जो भी आपकी needs हैं, as in अगर आपको storage के लिए requirement है, या आपको कुछ फीचर्स चाहिए, टूल्स चाहिए, या इनबिल्ट क्लासेस चाहिए, या आपको कोई नेटवर्क सपोर्ट चाहिए, सो ये सारे के सारे जो आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, दे ऑल आर प्रोवाइडेड अंडर एप्लीकेशन और प्लेटफॉर्म एज अ सर्विस. सो इसमें हम प्लेटफॉर्म्स, एप्लीकेशन या एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड करते हैं. लेट्स से जैसे डॉट नेट है, कोई भी डॉट नेट लैंग्वेज, आप चाहे सी हैश में काम कर रहे हैं, वीबी में काम कर रहे हैं, सो डॉट नेट इज व्हाट, डॉट नेट इज द प्लेटफॉर्म. आपको बैक एंड फ्रंट एंड सपोर्ट मिलती है इसमें, ताकि आप कोई और अपना नया सॉफ्टवेयर जनरेट कर सकें. So languages that you are using over .NET is VB, C hash, they can be any, but platform is .NET. So in a way, it is also providing you with certain platforms. And above that, we are having software as a service. So software as a service is basically for the end users. और इसमें आपको पैकेज ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर मिलता है. आपको कुछ ऐसे सॉफ्टवेयर मिलते हैं जिन जो ऑलरेडी बने हुए हैं, जिनको आप यूज करके अपना टास्क कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं. जैसे आप गूगल सूट यूज करते हैं, उस पे प्रेजेंटेशंस, डॉक्यूमेंट्स आप बनाते हैं. एंड यूजर्स जो हैं वो डायरेक्टली बना पाते हैं. आप कोई सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं उसमें बना रहे हैं, ना कोई और रिसोर्सेज यूज कर रहे हैं इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बेसिस में. रादर आप एक सिंपल सॉफ्टवेयर रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं जो आपको कोई डॉक्यूमेंट बनाने में हेल्प कर रहा है या प्रेजेंटेशन बनाने में हेल्प कर रहा है. सो this particular category, this particular model provided you with all the softwares that are helpful for users to accomplish their task. So one by one, let's discuss. Uh, Firstly, we'll be discussing infrastructure as a service. So what actually infrastructure as a service? So it is basically a virtual provision of computing resources over the cloud. जो भी आपको कंप्यूटर रिसोर्सेज चाहिए अपनी कोई भी टास्क फुलफिल करने के लिए, whether it comes to your virtual CPUs, your virtual memory, server space, whatsoever is required, or the network support. Even आप रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हो नेटवर्किंग के लिए. वी हैव स्विचेस ओवर क्लाउड सर्विसेज, सो वी कैन रिक्वेस्ट फॉर दैट ऑल्सो, जो आपको नेटवर्किंग में हेल्प करे. सो व्हाट्सएवर रिसोर्सेज और कंप्यूटर रिसोर्सेज यू आर रिक्वायर्ड to fulfill your tasks, you can request over cloud. So an IaaS cloud provider can give you the entire range of computing infrastructure such as storage, servers, networking hardware, alongside maintenance and support whatsoever is required. It is all provided over the cloud, and businesses can opt for computing resources of their requirement without the need to install hardware on their premises, such as we can make use of Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft Azure is there, or Google Compute Engines. They are some of the leading IaaS cloud service providers that are used nowadays. So the key features of IaaS here are, instead of purchasing hardware, so users have to pay the infrastructure on demand as per their requirements, and infrastructure is scalable depending on processing and storage needs. They can be scalable. We can anytime scale up or scale down as per our needs. So it is quite flexible as well. And it saves enterprises the cost of buying and maintaining their own hardware. And because data is on the cloud, there can be no single point of failure. So a company don't have to face any of the failures since it is maintained by cloud. And they are always provided with us with backups and recovery, so there is no single point of failures as well. And it enables the virtualization of administrative tasks, freeing up time for others to work on administrations. So we don't have to actually engage the surplus staff as well. Then moving on to next, we have software as a service. So what actually software as a service is? It is a model that gives quick access to cloud-based web applications. So the vendors here controls the entire computing stack, which you can access using web browsers. And these applications run on cloud, and you can use them by paying paid license subscription or for free with limited access as per your requirements. And moreover, it doesn't require any installation or downloads in your existing computing infrastructure. So this eliminates the need for installing application on each of your computers, with the maintenance and support taken over by the vendors only. So some of the examples of SAS are here are Google G Suite, Microsoft Office 365, and Dropbox that we are using nowadays. Then the key features of SAS model are like they are uh, their vendors provide users with softwares and applications, while a subscription model only, they don't have to actually pay for licenses and all. And moreover, users do not have to manage, install, or upgrade software over the time. They are all maintained and managed by cloud vendors over the cloud, and data is secure in cloud. Equipment failure does not result in loss of data. So if any of the resource or equipment fails in this scenario, still your data or your project over which you are working with is secure. And use of resources can be scaled depending upon service needs. And applications are accessible from almost any internet connected device from virtually anywhere in the world. So next model we are having is platform as a service. So when we are talking about platform as a service, it is essentially a cloud-based where you can develop, test, and organize different applications for your business. So in a way, you are developing and testing or maintaining your additional softwares for under this model. So implementing PAS specifies the process of enterprise software development actually. So the virtual runtime environment provided by PAS gives a favorable space for developing and testing your applications. The entire resource is offered in the form of servers, storage, and networking are manageable either by the company or the PES providers. So we are having Google App Engine or we are having AWS Elastic Beanstacks. They are the two most favorite PES nowadays in the market, and they are all also a subscription based that gives you flexible pricing depending upon your requirements. So the key features of PAS are lies under it provides a platform with tools to test, develop, and host applications in the same environment. And then it enables organization to focus on development without having to worry about underlying infrastructure. They don't have to manage the infrastructure. Rather, they just request for the platform and they can get the services accordingly. Then providers manage security, operating systems, servers, uh, softwares, and backups. And moreover, it facilitates collaborative work even if team is working remotely from different locations. So collaboration is the main feature of cloud services. So this is all about the three models, and one by one we'll be discussing every model in detail. And moreover, let's have a look to the various uh, um, differences between three models. So if we are talking about IaaS, it provides a virtual data center to store information and create platforms for application development, testing, and deployment. So actually, it is providing you with the virtual resources, virtual infrastructure, which is ultimately helping us to fulfill your task. If we talk about PAS, it provides you with virtual platform and tools to create, test, and deploy your apps. So it is actually providing you with not with the resources but the platform, which in a way is equipped with certain resources. So next we are having SaaS, software as a service. It is provided you with web-based softwares or apps which are already developed and which are helping you with your business task. Apart from this, it provides access to resource such as virtual machine storage, etc. And if we are talking about PAS, it provides routines, environment development tools. And if we are talking about software as a service, it provides you with softwares which are helping us to fulfill the task. And if we are talking about IaaS, it is used by network architecture, PAS is used by developers, and SaaS used by the end users. And IaaS provides only infrastructure. PAS is provided with both infrastructure as well as the platform, means the additional tools or functionality that is required. And SAS is equipped with all the three, that is infrastructure, platform, and software. And guys, in upcoming session we'll be discussing more in detail how they are benefiting all these and how they are different from each other. So that we will be discussing in the next session.